All right, I'm finally back after a short hiatus where I hadn't posted a video in a couple weeks. Sitting on actually quite a few videos now, hoping to get these out to you guys. But yeah, so this is a Geargia mirror match between myself and a friend at a locals we had last weekend. Neither of us knows what the other is playing, so I'm just going to try to catch up with the gameplay. You see, I don't know if you noticed, but I opened 6 monsters. Kind of crazy in this deck, but I do have a race car in my hand, so I'm able to go straight into a GGX, and I have that floating Giano. This is a very standard Geargia play. I think, yeah, you can see from my hand, I have both of the Machinas in my deck, so that gear frame is actually now effectively like a Sabersaurus. I have the MK2, which is usually what you'd want to search. And then I have the two race cars plus the Arsenal. So I am just going to go straight into double GGX. This is not the greatest opening play. Ideally, you'd be setting traps here, but my hand now is going to be Gear Frame, Fortress, MK2, and then whatever I search. So my search could be like another Arsenal if I want to like thin my deck out. I just go for the armor so that I don't have to summon into his back row with my armor. If I get like Dark Hold or something here. And then this doesn't get hit by like a bottomless. But yeah, I don't really have too much to search since I have the MK2 and the gear frame in my hand. I don't really want a card D. I guess I could have. Yeah, I guess that's the other consideration, but I don't know. This is just a weird hand because I opened 6 monsters in the deck that plays like 17 traps or something. But yeah, this play is not bad if he has a slow starting hand. At this point, I don't actually know what he's playing, and then he summons the Arsenal, and we're both just laughing about it because we're just like, what the hell? Because yeah, we don't normally play this deck. Neither of us do. He normally plays like Agents or Chaos Dragons, and I normally play Windups. But I thought I'd give this pure gear deck a try. I know that it's supposed to be like maybe the best deck in the format. I just haven't really played it much. I've played a little bit of the Karakuri Geargia, but really haven't played this at all. So this is my first time bringing it to locals, first time playing it IRL. I think I've only played it online like once to help my friend test for a tournament match. But yeah, it seems good. You can see he started with a really similar play. He's going to go straight into his GGX with his floating Giano. He has a little bit of a better field because he has initiative. So, oh, and he has the Reborn as well. And he takes my Accelerator, and he's going to trap it under his second GGX. So he's actually going to go double GGX as well. He just has initiative because he's able to clear my monsters. I went into an open board, and he just had this gas hand with the instant GGX plus Reborn. We're laughing a lot about this opening because it is actually kind of a crazy like first turn of a tournament. He didn't draw his MK2, so he searches it, which is fine. I think that is the best follow-up. This is like the best card to search in the deck, in my opinion, because it just gives you access to so much. Like the rank 3 plays are actually really good. Getting into Zen Mains or Soul or Leviathan or Leviair. But he also has his Fortress in his hand as well. So he's going to drop the Fortress, and he's going to be able to clear one of my GGXs. Or will he clear both? I actually don't remember. Looks like he is going to clear both. Yeah, so he's going to leave me with nothing. So this is actually really good, and then he's going to end with a floating Axle. So this is actually really, really good. He just broke my board. But he's down to 1 set, 1 in hand. And then I draw... My one trap is called Haunted. So I remember when I drew this, I was like very frustrated because I was like, why is this even in this deck? I didn't even think I played Call of the Haunted. Like, how did this get here? Because I didn't look over my deck before I had come to this tournament. But anyways, it's fine. It is played sometimes in this deck. Not really in like the lists that have done well recently. But yeah, I am going to go straight into a rank 3 play. I believe I want to trap that back row. So I'm going to go straight into a Soul. So in my hand, I can set an armor, but I don't want him to get another GGX search. I also remember thinking his floating Axle actually doesn't even have a good target right now, so I remember considering swinging over that Axle. Also, The fact that this Soul of Silver Mountain walked means that that is probably a battle trap down there. Something to keep in mind, because it could be an MST, I guess. Otherwise, this Soul probably would have gotten like compulsed or bottomless or warninged, most likely. So I guess I could actually crash the fortresses right now. Nah, then he pops my Soul. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. So it's fine to just kill his GGX and then kill his floater. Yep, and then my Soul will float into something. He didn't actually even need to summon that Giano. It just gave me a free kill with my Soul. If he didn't summon anything, then he forces me to clear his Axle, which actually lets him plus. So I actually think that that was a mistake. But anyways, my Soul will float into this armor, and then my armor will be set, and I'm actually all of a sudden kind of stabilized. He still has a fortress on the board, and I have no trap. Like this, I mean, if this Call of the Hunters was a D prison, he has like nothing right now. But yeah, so I still have, I believe I still have an armor in my hand. I have that call that I drew. He has 2 cards. I believe one of them is an MK2 that we know about, which is actually going to be a problem, because he can go into, like I said, the rank 3 plays are really good. He can go into like probably a Zen mains. I mean, a Leviathan doesn't really do too much. He could go into a Soul to trap my back row if he really wants to make this like mirrored fields. My back row is actually chainable though. So he's going to grab a Giano, and then he's going to go and overlay. This makes a Zen mains. Pretty sure he crashes the Zen mains into my Soul, and then we look at the text on Zen mains, and I'm pretty sure Zen mains is going to detach instead of being destroyed. So this Soul doesn't need to see the monster hit the graveyard, but this monster is not considered destroyed, so I don't think that I'll get my Soul effect. So then he's going to set the last card in his hand, and then on the end phase he's going to pop my Fortress. And then I remember here I was considering going end phase Call of the Haunted, so that if that were a trap card, like a summon stop, he's not actually going to be able to use it. But I remember thinking, I'm just going to use my Soul on that card instead. I'm not going to worry about it being like a Solemn or something. Yeah, I'm planning for my next turn because I can detach that MK2, flip my armor, go into a 4, and then I can GGX and take the MK2 from the graveyard and make a 3. And now I'm checking if my Soul will get its special summon when it has no XYZ materials, which it doesn't, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm pretending to read that card. There's no way I actually read it. I'm going to Soul, pop that back row, and now with this Soul getting fiendished, that other back row can be used. Flip my armor. So we already think that that back row is a D prison. I don't remember if I still have that read or if I'm not super locked in. This is also, this whole month has been really not ideal for me to play just because it's during Ramadan, so I am exhausted. This is right after I broke my fast, so I'm very tired. Basically this whole tournament. Yeah, I'm not going to make excuses, but yeah, I am very tired, so I don't remember if I have a read on this back row. But my deck is quickly running out of gas because, like I said, I opened both of my Machina cards and my MK2. I already floated into my Giano, so then it's all just Axles, Armors, and Arsenals. So I think that I've gone through 2 Arsenals, and then this is my last Axle in my hand. So and I've gone through 2 GGXs as well. So after this, I have the GGX to take stuff back from the graveyard, and then I'm basically out of monsters. Oh, it looks like I drew a Judgment. But I'm in this awkward position where I want to clear this gear frame, but I can't get this so that I can get this Judgment down. So I think what the right play here is that I know that it's not going... It could, I guess, be a Torrential there, but he has no cards in hand anyways, so... this is good to get my MK2 back, and this MK2 should have been a Zen mains, because there's no way that he's going to be able to deal with a Zen mains and a Fortress if I were to go into and flip Call the Han in the battle phase, because that's what I'm thinking about doing, is crashing fortresses. So I want to clear the Zen main so that I can get my judgment down safely. But I don't go about this the right way. What I should be doing right here is normal summoning the Zen mains, because there's basically nothing that punishes Zen mains MK2 into... yeah, this is missequencing. Yeah, this is just bad. I should have saved this for the battle phase. This is giving him information that I don't need to give him, because I can flip this in the battle phase. There's no need for this. So what I should have done was summon the MK2 and gone into a Zen mains, because there's no way that he can punish all of those cards on the board right there. Also, this Soul shouldn't be in attack position. Like I said, Mirror Force isn't played in this format, but there's just nothing to gain by this being in attack position. And there's nothing to gain by me going Call the Haunted all before the normal summon MK2. Yeah, this is just bad sequencing. So if I had gone MK2, get the Giano, crash into the Zen mains, he has to either deprison my Fortress or my Zen mains, and I'm going to end up clearing his board and leaving him on nothing, because I also am pretty sure he misplayed with the Zen mains as well. He detached the Giano. So now that Axel is not floating into an MK2. That's his only MK2 right there, stuck under his Zen mains. So if I had Zen mains crashed into Zen mains or killed it with the GGX plus the Fortress, that Giano is floating into like an arsenal, which is not really going to threaten me. But instead I end up just setting my armor. Oh, and I changed it to defense position on his turn. Underutilized strategy. Just cheat. I'm telling him that I didn't even realize that I was playing this card, and I'm kind of annoyed. But yeah, that was a pretty huge misplay last turn, and I just got my Fortress banished, so that's like a lot of the strength left in my deck. So he's going to be at a big advantage because his Fortress is not banished. And he still has this Zen mains just chilling. Okay, so he's controlling the board right now, but I have my MK2. I just drew into a Torrential. I have my armor, but it doesn't have much left to search. I'm just going to get the plus while I can. But yeah, we're like running out of cards. I think I'm out of Axles, and that is my last arsenal, I believe, as well. So I might have like one armor left in the deck or something like that. I'm thinking about summoning this MK2. The opportunity to summon the MK2 kind of passed. Like, this is not a good Zen mains anymore. Ooh. Well, with the Torrential in hand, I definitely want to go Zen mains. Yeah. Thinking about the Zen mains. Ooh, am I going to instead? Yeah, because it could be a little bit weird where if he summons on his turn and I Torrential, he'll have the opportunity to pop before my Zen mains can pop him. No, actually, will both happen at the same time, and he'll be Chainlink 1 and I'll be Chainlink 2. So actually, that I would be able to pop him before he can pop. So this Zen mains is actually good with the Torrential, I think. Yeah, I remember thinking, like, it's not going to work, so I have to go into this Tempo to clear his Zen mains material. I just gave him way too much value out of the Zen mains. I think that Zen mains is better here again, just like it was last turn. So this is another small mistake. And like I said, I'm running out of resources in my deck, but I am able to clear the Zen mains there. So now my Torrential's a little bit, friendlier. But this Axle is now floating into the MK2, which is a problem. I have a Judgment down, which is nice. He'll crash his Accelerator into Tempo, playing into Deprison again, but I don't have it. And then he is going to, I assume, pick up the MK2 so that he can threaten another rank 3 play. He can make a Soul or a Leviathan, even an Acid Golem if he needs to push for game. Even a Tempo to take... Actually, Tempo is not going to be good. But he grabs Arsenal. I guess he wants to go into Armor. I don't know how much of his engine is left in his deck. Maybe it's more than mine. I mean, it's definitely more than mine, but I don't think it's that much. He'll clear my Tempo, so this Fortress is getting tons of value. And then he is going to go into armor. So I can torrential here, which is a pretty nice torrential. But I remember thinking I will just flip my armor and then torrential so that I can at least get one more search off my armor. And then he sets another back row. So we've stabilized because he has no hand. So this torrential should be pretty good. He has the warning for my armor. So I'm not going to get that search. Now I want to trigger the torrential before he has an opportunity to flip his armor on his turn. So here I remember I was going to go Arsenal and special summon an Axle from deck and torrential myself so that the Axle will trigger and get my search from grave. And then I go through my deck and realize I don't have anything besides this armor. And I'm just like, okay, well, I just lost a card right there. But it's okay. I'll still pop his Fortress and his set monster. This Soul is fiendish, so it's not doing anything. So he's going to go down to just that set card to my Judgment plus my other set card. So I'm up half a card. He summons a monster immediately, first draw, and then I deprison it. So now we're back to just about even. I have a Judgment set. I draw a monster immediately. It's a Thunder King. He has a Torrential. I Judgment it. Okay, so now I'm up a card because I have the Thunder King. But I'm pretty sure I go low on life with that Judgment. 3,000 something. I was thinking about editing the life points in, but yeah, we didn't do that. He drew a call. It's going to get even more value out of this Fortress. And you can see I have a Dark Hole in hand, so I'm thinking about Dark Holing, but I'm not dead to this Fortress right now, so I'm hoping that he's going to summon any monster except for a Gear Frame, because yeah, it's a Gear Frame. But yeah, if he summons any monster other than a Gear Frame, then he's just going to lose both of them, and this Dark Hole gets a little bit more value, but because he drew his Gear Frame, he's actually going to be able to protect his Fortress. So this Dark Hole is not going to clear his Fortress, but I rip the MST, there you go, and then I Dark Hole him. So now we're back to nothing again. He draws a set card. He tells me he's at 28. I summon this card car. So I'm going to get a +1. But no, he drew his other warning. So now he's going to go down to 800. And he gets to draw one more. Sets it. I draw one more. Set it. Yes, we're just top decking. He's at 800. He finds his armor. Hits me for 11. I'm pretty sure my set is like a book. Looks like I drew another spell. Flips his armor, searches Axle, so he can just normal summon this Axle and kill me through anything, but he special summons it in defense. I don't know if he was fearing Torrential, but normal summoning is definitely better there. Yeah, I have a book, which sucks, into the armor. Oh, and then you see he picks his armor up into his hand as if it was a compulse, and I tell him it's a book, and then I start thinking, like, I'm pretty sure that that set he's palming right there is a compulse, based on him. It's like, what is it called? Like a Freudian slip where he, yeah, and then I say, is that a compulse? And then it is, yeah. And then I lose. I drew the Heavy Storm and he has monsters. But yeah, I remember when he picked up that armor, I was just like, you're kind of giving away information that is a compulse. But yeah, well played to my buddy. And then we're just going to hope to draw some more traps this game. Open 6 monsters first game. Okay, so we have MST, Car. We have a Breaker coming in from the side. I really like this card from the side. Maybe it's a little bit better going second. And then we have the Judgment. So we have Axle, Giano, Car, Breaker, Judgment, MST. So we can't make a Gear Gigant play, but that's fine because card D turn 1 is actually really good. So we go +1. So even if he Heavy Storms us, we're going to be even on cards because that card went +1. Even if his Storm goes +1 into back row, but he blind spaces, see if he hits the trap. Yep, he hits my Judgment, so now it's just my space down, and I have no trap again, with 4 monsters in hand. He opens with the Arsenal, which kind of sucks, because he has instant access to armor, which we assume he's going to do here. But he's actually making the Giano play, telling me he has a car in hand. So he's going to go into a GGX play. So this GGX play would go -1 into the Judgment if he MST'd my MST, but he MST'd my Judgment. So he would be down to 3 cards to my 5, I think, if he missed the judgment, but he's actually going to be up huge because this GGX is going to take a card, and then I have no way of clearing it the following turn. Ideally, I would be able to play like a slower game, but I don't want him to get another search off the GGX, and I'm going to be forced to try to clear it now because he was able to get it through the judgment with his space. I'm going to blind space on the end phase. I hit a black horn, which is great. He's got an ulti. That's actually pretty sick. I draw into another monster, Thunder King. So I have 5 monsters in my hand, just like last game. So yeah, I'm forced to clear this GGX. So the only way I have to clear this GGX is summoning a gear frame and trying to get through that back row. Yeah, I'm considering my options because ideally I would just put out like a breaker and clear that back row, or go into an armor if I had armor access. Oh, interesting. Oh, I have double car. Okay, so I'm gonna make this play to. I thought I was gonna go. I thought I was gonna go gear frame. I didn't realize I had double car. I guess I'm getting value out of this Giano this way, and I'm hopefully going to float with this GGX. So I'm trying to make a double GGX play. I'm trying to go GGX, search car, and then I'll be able to special car, trigger Giano, special car, go into GGX. But he has warning, so he had both warning and Blackhorn. So I'll just have to, trigger my Giano, special my car, and then it's floating into a Giano, which can be pitched for a fortress on a later turn. I remember when he stopped me right there, I was literally like about to just scoop because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to win this. And I went first both games, so shout outs to him. Yeah, I was pretty frustrated with this deck this game and the previous game because like it's supposed to play like 16 traps, and I'm just like, man, how am I drawing these 6 monster hands? But I'm definitely going to stick with the deck and give it a couple more tries. I always thought that it's just strictly better than Geargia Karakuri, but you saw in the first game, like, I didn't feel like I had much steam left in my deck after just going into a couple of GGXs. I guess it's like a weird game where he went double GGX turn 1, and I played poorly with my resources, and I just never saw very many traps, and then the same thing this game. But yeah, I was a little frustrated with this deck. I am on 3 MSTs, and I got to look at the main deck. I want to say it's like 16 traps, but yeah. Game 1, I definitely could have played better, and then this game, I don't know. I don't know if there was really much that I could do this game. He's going to go into a second GGX, get his search off. I think we already know he has an MK2 in his hand. I remember I was not that upset by him going into another GGX because I do feel like I'm going to be able to clear it my following turn, unless he drew another trap. So he grabs Axel. Not sure why. Maybe in case I clear his GGX and he goes into his Giano. I'm not sure why I grabbed Axel there. I feel like the better search is just armor access. He does have another trap. I draw a warning, just a little too late. So one of the GGXs is a vanilla right now. So my hand is warning, gear frame, Thunder King. So I'm going to make this play to try to clear his GGX. I'll search my frame. And then I believe I was able to float into a Giano with that Axel last turn. So I do have discard fodder for this frame. And now I'm hoping that I'll be able to clear his GGX with an effect and the floating Giano with my frame. Yep, so I just say, yep, I'll kill it. And I didn't expect this to happen, so I think I do this again where I'm like, oh shit, I meant to equip. And he's like, yeah, you can equip. Because I was pretty defeated at this point, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I remember thinking, like, what is that trap? It didn't, because this play, I remember I was so defeated because I was like, he's just going to flip his trap and then I'm going to lose. Because this play gets wrecked by any back row. I mean, it gets stopped by Phoenix Chain, Compulse, Deprison, Bottomless, Warning. Any real trap in this format would stop the play that I just made, and he didn't Fiendish my frame, he didn't Deprison my Fortress, he didn't Bottomless it, he didn't Compulse after the equip or anything like that, or he could have just Compulsed my Fortress and I go, he goes even on that trade and he stops my battle phase. Here I make a mistake. Warning the MK2, I should have let him overlay into an XYZ monster so that I take something out of his extra deck. But I'm not super locked in at this point. So I think did I draw like a heavy? I think I drew Heavy Storm for his back row. No, maybe I drew another Warning. But I remember I don't care about that back row that's there. I just drew the break. I brought down the breaker hoping to kill the new back row, which it did. It hit the Bottomless. But I don't care about that back row in front of him because I think it's like some like a Starlight Road or some nonsense. Because it didn't stop anything. So now we're actually stabilized. I bring down the Thunder King, and I'm thinking that this is an armor, but it was the Axle. I actually should have known that because he added the Axle. I just remembered off the armor. I actually did not remember that at the time, but I should have known he had an Axle in his hand because he added it off of the GGX earlier in the game. Okay, good to know. But yeah, I'm going to crash in with this Thunder King thinking that I'll stop an armor search, but it was an Axle. And then I'll hit him down for 37. So he goes pretty low here because I know he paid for Warning, so he should be at like 23 or maybe a little bit less because I hit over his GGX, maybe like 21. And I equip my gear frame and then I set my Storm. He is going to rip into a Heavy Storm. Yeah, he ripped into a Heavy Storm. And he'll storm my back row. And a Dark Hole. And he'll Dark Hole my monsters. And he has that arsenal that we know about, and that is game. Yep, so pretty tough one. Pretty frustrating one. But yeah, you see some of the weakness of this deck when you don't see your traps. And yeah, it was still a fun match. I played it 2 more rounds after this. We'll see if there are any good ones that I might upload. I played against Chaos Dragons and Morphtronics. So let me know if you guys would like to see that, and I'll definitely upload those as well. And I got a bunch of stuff I'm sitting on, so I'm going to try to keep uploading more the next couple weeks.